Welcome back to another episode of the Sons of Montezuma podcast. It's a pretty busy week for us down here, but I want to thank you guys for making this live stream your watch or listen of the week. It is a big game week, and we are very excited about it. Had a bye week, but we're back on the live. Of course, you know this is Mateo San Diego. You could find me on X at Mateo San Diego. Of course, Sons of Monty on X, Instagram, even Facebook. A lot of love on Facebook. So appreciate you guys checking it out. You can't stop him. You can only hope to contain him. He is, well, always rocking the shades. And his mic is working today, so that's a good thing. It's a good thing.
Yeah, hopefully I don't freeze up. Reset my router, so I think I'm good to go.
And nobody barging in asking, where's my dinner?
See, and that's the crazy thing is, like, I missed that whole thing. And, like, people thought I was pissed at his daughter, but that's not the case. I was frozen, and I was pissed that, like, my Cox internet was not working. And so that's what angered me. And so it had nothing to do with his daughter. So
you got that resting fiend face, bro. Got that resting fiend face. Got to change that. Got to change it up. Well, we're moving smooth right now. We're moving smooth. So, hey, you know, make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button before we do anything, before we get into the big game. Fiend, it's Cal week. We got a lot to cover on the Golden Bears. The Golden Bears of Cal.
The Calgoritham.
The Calgoritham. They're getting ready. They're getting ready to make the trip down to SoCal. But you know, before we get into all of that, I just want to say I appreciate everybody checking out our episode. I released it last night on YouTube, and then this morning on the audio. We'll get into that a little bit because I know it's been a little bit of a busy weekend, all that good stuff. But yeah, where do we begin, Fiend? Where do we begin? Because we got a special guest in the house. Of course, you guys know that this game is like it's a very significant game. Of course, you're playing Cal of the ACC now, right? West Coast team in the Atlantic Coast Conference. That's what's happening. And, you know, hey, we took a big, bad loss against Washington State coming into this bye. So, you know, trying to get spirits high, trying to get them up again. And, you know, I've been enjoying what I've been seeing out there as far as, okay, what's the phrase go? Keep your spirits high, never bow a knee, right? So for those of you who are on the fence about going to this Cal game on Saturday, don't take it from us, take it from this young man to get your butt down there at the stadium.
Hey Aztec Nation, this is Donnell Pumphrey. I'm your Honor Aztec Warrior this week. I'm excited to be back with my boys as we celebrate our 2015 Mountain West Championship team. Come out and support us at Snapdragon September 20th as we take on Cal. I know you guys remember the last time we played Cal. See you there. Go Aztecs. Fight on.
Okay. All right. You guys heard it there. Donnell Pumphrey is the Honor Warrior. And I believe Rocky Long is going to be there in attendance as well, Fiend, right?
Nice. Yeah, it'd be good to see Rocky. We'd definitely miss him on the Mesa.
I said we got a parking spot for his El Camino in the yellow lot. We're ready to tailgate with us if he's going to stop by. That
he should have a permanent spot there. Definitely honorary spot.
Is he driving? We're going to find out what he drove when he was on the Mesa. I think that's one of my big questions I'm writing down for our special guest. But yeah, you know, Cal's in the house, so it's gonna be a big game, man. You know, the records aside. It's a California matchup, NorCal versus SoCal. Going to be ready for it. So you guys heard it from Pumphrey. You guys make it down. They gave out tickets. We'll get into that as well. But we don't want to waste any time, guys, because we've got with us today an Aztec legend. I'm saying it. I'm calling it. Boy, oh boy. He is a Southern California guy himself. He played, well, he's here for a reason this weekend because he's a champion. First and foremost, team captain, champion, and boy, just when you think of those years, those Rocky Long years, those Donnell Pumphrey years, you know, a lot of different names jump out at you, but that team was tough. you talk about in the trenches tough, and we always would hear it from Coach Rocky. You got to be tough in the trenches. That's where the games are won. They're on the line, on both sides of the line, man. I mean, it was just very impressive teams. When you think on those championship winning teams, and we're talking about 2015 because that's what they're celebrating at halftime, Fiend. Other than toughness, and I mean, you could piggyback off of that if you want, but like, what jumps out to you when you think of those championship teams?
I mean, certainly I would say toughness is the number one thing that jumps out at me. Not only just the line, even the quarterback, you know, the fullback, certainly the running backs, everyone was tough on that team. They really personified Rocky Long, you know, and just the way he carried himself. And we beat up on some power, you know, 5 power 4 schools during Rocky Long's tenure. And that was a big part of it, was we bullied those teams around because we were the toughest, you know, the toughest one on the block. So that's what I think first and foremost. And then the other thing I think of during those Rocky Long years is the just factory of running backs that we had, whether, you know, going from Hillman to Moema to Pumphrey to Penny. It's just there were just so many of them, you know, and it always seemed like there was always a tandem of running backs, and there was guys waiting in the wings to take over those spots. And so that was our ground game, was our bread and butter. And then obviously the 3-3-5 defense was outstanding.
Blitzing from every angle. Well, we're not going to waste any more time. We're going to get into it. Our special guest joining us, he's going to be there at the game this weekend, of course, celebrating that championship winning year that we're talking about, Fiend, those teams. Everybody show some love for Mr. Pearce Slater, number 71 from those years on the Mesa. Pierce,
Sir.
can you hear us?
Yes, sir. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Perfect.
How you doing, Pierce?
I'm doing well, man. How about yourself?
Yeah, doing great. Glad to have you on the show, man. We're so excited to talk about that 2015 team. We have so much affinity for that period, you know, of Aztec football, and especially that team winning that game at Qualcomm, the Mountain West Championship. So can't wait to talk to you all about it.
Absolutely. Let's talking, man. Those are the great days, man. The days we need to get back to.
Yeah, for sure.
You said it. You said it. I'm excited about this opportunity to talk with you, man. First off, thank you for just being interested enough to join us and talk, because, you know, we've been doing this for quite a few years now, and having greats like yourself that won those rings, that performed at the highest level. Like, this is a thrill. This is a thrill, man.
No, I think it goes way back to, like, when I was at state. I think it was you I would be speaking to. Like, you would be sending me messages here and there. So, like, once I saw that you guys had a show, I was like, yeah, heck yeah, like, I'll come and do this. So it go a long way, man.
So tell us, first off, before we get into anything, what are you up to now? What's going on in the everyday? You got an exciting I follow you on Insta, man. You got an exciting Instagram over there.
But, yeah, you know, I kind of try to do a little bit of everything. I was doing some, like, acting stuff for a little bit. It was fun, but I don't think that was my true passion. I actually started going back to school. So I'm grabbing my master's, thinking about becoming a therapist or going into some behavioral health. So I'm just kind of building on that and just taking that day by day.
If you need any tips on that, that's what I work in, so I can definitely help you out. I don't know if are you up in LA right now, or are you in San Diego?
Yeah, I'm in LA. So, but
LA.
you know, it's like a 2 hour and a half if you drive fast enough. So
yeah,
that's not that bad.
Fiend's got his masters. He's an Aztec for life. He's got his we call him Master Fiend.
Yeah,
like Master Shredder.
2022.
Hey, that's what I was going for. Now I could change my name to Master P, like Master P.
Make him say, Well, you're a great follow, man. You're a great follow. I love to see your perspective on life after football, of course, life after the Mesa, and all your achievements there, dude. I mean, when you look back, you know, I don't want to make you feel too nostalgic, but, you know, 10 years, that's a landmark.
I need it. I need it all. That's why we're here. I need to feel it. I need to feel it.
That's a landmark year. I mean, 10 years. Well, I look back and I think back. I mean, it doesn't feel like 10 years, but then sometimes it really does. It really does. Does it
Right.
feel like that for you?
No, absolutely. I think once when I got done, like that, like those few years was a little rocky, and then like as you start to go, you're like, damn, that was 5 years ago. Damn, that was, and then you start going, and then I think it just hit me out of nowhere. It was like, yeah, 10. So I was like, yeah, it's about right, like So uh, you definitely feel it, and it's great to have that nostalgia. That's why I'm glad that they came to like celebrate that team and try to bring some sense of something back to
Yeah.
the San Diego on the Mesa, because it seems like a lot of things are there getting lost in the jumble since things have been departed. But hey, hopefully we could figure something out. Let's all figure something out here. San Diego State University. Let's all figure something out together.
I think it's the perfect time for a championship team to make a visit back on the Mesa. I think we absolutely need it. I'm sick and tired of hearing other fan bases dunking on us, talking about how we're an easy W. I mean, we used to just beat the crap out of the Mountain West, and we go toe to toe with teams like Boise, and you're right. That's what I want to get back to with San Diego State football.
Yeah, I think one of you mentioned it earlier. Like, yeah, no matter if and so Rocky was like, they say like a team emulates their coach. That's what we show. Rocky was all about toughness. We may have not had the most fastest or the talented, but you definitely gonna know you play the Aztecs. So that was like our biggest thing, was always being physically and mentally tough.
When I think of your time there, 2015, that was your senior season, correct?
Right. Yep.
So, I mean, the years that you were there, like leading up to that point, man, I mean, talk about a blue collar experience, I think, for you in that line. It wasn't completely linear, the success to get to that championship mark. I mean, you guys had your challenges, you had your obstacles, you had to get over that hump to get that 2015 championship. I mean, it wasn't easy. What do you remember that really stood out in that journey to get to that championship year?
Man, I think really, I mean, in the offensive line room, man, Coach Schmidt, he's the GOAT. He knows ball. So he would always give us game plans and things that we need to get us prepared going into the week. And it was honestly after, I want to say, Penn State. Uh, yeah, we were up. We came down. Honestly, too, that brings back a sore memory too, because Aztec Nation, I do want to say, like, the sack, my fault, ran back, whatever. So I had to let that one go. After that, we decided, like, yeah, like, we're not gonna lose anymore. Like, we came together as a team, and after that, that's when we went like, what, 10-0 in the Mountain West play. Didn't lose a game. We just all banded together and just played for the guy next to us, and that's how we were able to accomplish it.
When I look at that 2015 season, I mean, you're saying it absolutely correct, right? Started the year off 1-3.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, you talk about having your challenges right in the championship year. You guys had your challenges right off the bat. And that Penn State game, I remember that. I mean, we were right there in it.
Penny took. I remember that game. Penny took the very first kick off to the house. So then we were like, "Oh shoot! Like let's go." And we were building up. And then I think I want to say maybe going into second half we were close. And then it was just when I'll never forget. It was Austin Johnson. He took back that I think it was like fumble recovery, like 50, 40 yards, and then it kind of that went down. But I remember Michael Holder balled out that game. Max Smith balled out that game. Our defense, of course, always was playing lights out. Alex Barrett was getting sacks. Jake Feely, like we had so many guys on both sides of the ball. So it was like if there was one guy over here doing something, there's somebody else coming from this way, and there was another guy, and then we have a rotation. So I think that was just our team in general. We just played for each other, just played tough ball.
What's so awesome about those teams is, and we had Cody Gallia. Did you play with Cody?
Man, Cody. So
I mean,
Cody, when I first got to San Diego State, I used to have to go against Cody and John Sanchez every single day. Those dudes, we talking about some tough dudes. Those dudes are tough.
He said he made it tough on the newcomers too, for sure. Like, they tried to weed out the weak ones, and
And then it started because that's the whole thing of Aztec football. Like, right, we kind of go through like this rigorous training and all this stuff to kind of see who's who. We can see who we can count on, who we can't, and that was just our identity. It's kind of it. I tell people it's very similar to like we have much regards to like service people. We kind of do something of similar state. That's why we have so much respect for them, because we kind of took and pulled things from them and kind of use them for our football.
I think the big thing too is you guys didn't have a lot of stars as far as like recruiting. Like, a lot of you guys were under recruited. You were like 2-star, 3-star, and like, passed up by bigger schools. And so there was always that chip on your shoulder. And I think that really motivated your team.
100%. That, like you said, it was some guys who were all world, some guys who may have slipped through the cracks and not went, but for the most part, like, it was just guys who just want to play ball, and that's kind of all you need when you have a team that you're trying to put together. It doesn't matter about the stars, where you played, what you did. It's what you do when you show up and you get there. And then also too, like, I do want to shout out Coach Hall. Coach Hall was like a huge part of our success, because we spent majority of our time with Coach Hall. He would build us up, break us down, do whatever we needed to do to kind of get us ready for that. So big part of that was Coach Hall. It's like our coaching staff they had everything there for us to at least try to succeed and try to be our best, like physically, mentally.
Now, am I mistaken? Were you prospected to land somewhere else before you came to state? Like, I'm curious about your recruiting, because you're talking about the coaches and everything that came about. How did you come to state?
Yeah, so my journey to state was kind of like unorthodox. Like, I don't think I never even shared the story like with anyone, but yeah. So I was at El Camino, played there for a year. Then I was actually at Kansas. I was on campus. I was
Okay.
there for about a week or so, and then came back home. Had like an emergency. Ended up going back to junior college, and then that's when I started getting recruited by San Diego State. Uh, Coach White, again, our coaches, like Coach White, amazing, great guy. He kind of got me. I was hooked and ended up at San Diego State after that, because I wanted to stay close to home. I wanted to play good ball, and then also too, like, I did my research. Terry Poole, Bryce Quigley, um, Lennox Lewis, like all these dudes who played on offensive line ended up playing in NFL. So I'm like, all right, I'll play offensive line. Why not go with the guy who's coached all these offensive line who's gone to the NFL? And and then Coach Schmidt too. I think on my official visit, me and him just clicked. I was like a late developer in football. I didn't play until high school, so I was still like learning like the footwork, the ins and outs and stuff like that. And Coach Schmidt, he really like broke it down to me to like really get me to understand it. So like forever was in depth to Coach Schmidt, because without him, I probably would have never like understood footwork, pad level, this and that. I was really just raw out there, just playing, just knocking dudes over.
With what got you into football in high school, was there somebody specific? Was there something that you said, I'm just going to give this a try? I mean, obviously at 6'7", right?
Right.
I mean, you say you were kind of a late bloomer or late developer when it came to the game. Was that also just as far as your desire to play, or was it just
Yeah, I just never had like I never played Pop Warner. I never did anything. So I was usually, my background was in basketball. So I was playing basketball. And then I went to high school and I was gonna play like on the frost off team, and my team was like stacked. Like, so I went to Taft High School in the Valley. We had like DeAndre Daniels, who went to Texas. We had a whole bunch of guys that were like D1 prospects in basketball, and I was like, you know what? I started getting like bigger. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna switch over. And my uncle, it was really my uncle. He was like a big part of why I switched over. He's like, yeah, you should try it. Next thing you know, I ended up with like top 5-star recruits at Rivals in high school, and that kind of like it motivated me because I'm like, if I'm here with these guys, I got to do what they do. We had like Antoine Woods, who went to USC, dudes, Michael Berkovich, who went to Arizona State. So I'm like, I started just looking what they did when they were playing, like how they took care of themselves, how they practiced, how they did that. And I kind of just took that along with me. And then all the way through the junior college route, because I don't know if you guys know, like to make it out of junior college is pretty tough. Like you can end up being stuck there for years, not being eligible, your time clock and all this stuff. So it was just like a big part of my development with my uncle and just the wanting to play. Because I grew up in LA and football was like a way for me to like get me away from all the outside noise and stuff that was going on in LA. So it was just like a perfect thing for me to do.
Yeah. What was the biggest change for you coming to San Diego State as far as football?
As far as, man, the whole everything, man, like people don't know, like it's a grind. You're up 6 a.m. workout spring, you got class, you got lift, and you got this, you got that. So probably just getting used to the schedule, and then yeah, just actually being like a Division I athlete. People like try to take it lightly and say like, oh, like I want to go D1, but like, do you really? Do you really want to wake up at 6 a.m. every day? Do you really want to go to these meetings? Do you really have the will to sit in these meetings for hours and hours and on end without falling asleep? So that was the biggest thing, was the workload. It was kind of hard. And then also too, like I said, like Rocky, Coach Hall, all of our coaches demanded excellence. So you were just being challenged every day to see if you would show up to that.
What is how did you say? Because I know you're giving a lot of shout outs earlier to your teammates and all that stuff. And I love the phrasing. I can't remember who said it. Maybe it was Warren Sapp or somebody of that caliber, right? And he's saying a football team isn't a family. There's no family in a football team, but it's a brotherhood of men. And I love quoting that, and it's always stuck with me that, like you said, you're dependent on the guy to your right and your left, and making it through those camps and all that stuff. You got to make sure everybody who is up to the task, who's going to do that work, who's going to stay disciplined, stay paying attention, and knowing their roles so that they're not leaving the next man to their left and right hanging. What are some of those players, some of those brothers that you really of course on the line, right? I mean, that's got to be that unit. But what are some of those stories or experiences as far as that brotherhood goes that maybe stick out to you in your years?
Man, again, I think it goes back to like after that Penn State win, I think we kind of called everybody. We called like a players meeting, just us alone, and we kind of it was me, JJ, and I think Jake and Dakota Gordon, and because we were the captains, so we came up and we just literally, I don't know, like a nicer way to say it, but we were just like, we're tired of this shit. Like we have to come together and figure this out. So it took the leaders of the team to kind of start getting everyone to like kind of fall in line and do the things that we needed. So brotherhood was all around. And of course, like you said, on the offensive line, man, all 5 of us, I think, grew super close. We had some injuries, we had changes, we had guys leave, we had guys not being able to play. So I just think the whole team in general was just a huge brotherhood. Usually, like on teams, you have like different pockets of people. It was just everybody was together as one. If everybody was together, we're all going here on campus. We're all going here to the den when that was open. We're all going together. So it's like, yeah, I think just that whole team was special.
I wanted to ask you about the change at quarterback, right? Because you guys lose, three games. I don't remember when. Do you know which game Max went out?
Dude, that was towards the end of the year.
Was that towards the end of the year? Okay.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Crazy.
Yeah. And so he's leading the team the entire year, and then all of a sudden you got to bring in Christian Chapman, who's a redshirt freshman, right?
Yep, he was
leading the team.
Super young at the time. Yeah, and then I
again, shout out to Christian Chapman, man. He came in, got with Coach Sipe and he was ready. They prepared him. He got ready. Like he went out there and performed. He didn't act like he was young. We kind of like we backed him up. Like we just let him know, like, hey, like we got you. Come in here, just do what you have to do. And that game against Air Force, man, I think he had like a lights out game that game because
he was great.
He was just comfortable because we made him feel comfortable. We knew that Max went down with the knee, so we knew like, yeah, some way we had to get him comfortable. So we just put it all on the line for him, and he stepped up. So he came in when we needed him.
Let's look at that season a little bit, though, because Maxwell Smith, right, the very experienced quarterback coming in from Kentucky, SEC team, right? Of course, not a Bama or anything like that, but having that SEC caliber coming in. I mean, you're looking at scores like, okay, I remember that first win, that first victory against Fresno State. They got that ball rolling, they got that winning streak going, and that was, I mean, hey, that's for the oil can. It's a rivalry game. 21-7, not like the most crazy score, but it was dominant. It was completely a dominant style of victory for you guys at home. Then you go to the islands, beat Hawaii 28-14, which is, Hawaii. I'm going to that game this year. They're always a different team on the islands when you play them there. I mean, they're always jacked up.
Mm-hmm.
At San Jose State, 30-7, you guys beat them down. Get this, Fiend. Utah State. I remember this game, 48-14.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys ran over them, through them, around them like Penny Pumphrey. Man, it was a show.
I think I will never forget. I think it was like third and like 20. It was like third and like 6, something really super long, and we decided to do a draw, and we like scored on the draw. Like that Utah State game was like special. Like I remember, like I just after the game, just being at my house and just being in bed, like, dang, we really just beat them like that. Like that was like a special one because they were supposed to be like the number one touted team in the Mountain West at the time or something like that. So that game was special. And then what game was after Utah State, if you can remind me?
After Utah State, it was at Colorado State, and that was 41-17.
Ooh, yeah. Remember that elevation. The elevation was up there. Yeah, they were a good team too. Like, so people were always sleeping on the Mountain West. Like every Mountain West team had guys. Like everybody has like tight ends, quarterbacks, and stuff like that. That was just one tough game that we came to play, and we just came to whoop on them, and we kept it rolling because we knew we were trying to get that. I think it was the 21st championship. So we were working on that.
Do I need to continue?
I would love to hear the scores,
38-3 over Wyoming the next week, 52-14 over UNLV, then 31-14 to close the season out against Nevada. Just another dominant victory. That, of course, that's the game Max got hurt. And you know what? I can't leave out Chase Price because people got to understand. I mean, you're talking about a 3-headed monster that you guys were just running over everyone.
It was either 19 or 19, 20 or Chase. Like it was either or. Like we had whichever way you wanted to be served up. We got you on the outside zone. All right, we can come in between tackles. We can go counter. We can do whatever. So yeah, I think that year we had 2,000-yard rushers that year. Yeah, man, that was just our thing, man. We loved to keep it on the ground. That was just our style of play. Like everybody was coming to load the box. They knew we were running it. We were still running it. So that was just our identity. Like, yeah, we're gonna load the box, but if somehow we got to throw it to Micah, we got to throw it to Hazley, we got to throw it to Larry Clark, whoever's out there. We had guys too, so that was just our identity.
And talk about the identity on that offensive unit, and one of the guys who just stuck out to me that I just absolutely loved was the Hammer. I mean, Dakota Gordon. I mean, that guy I'm sure we'll talk about the last game of the season, which he absolutely balled out. But man, that guy just used to knock people over, and he would just create such a huge lane for the running backs to run through.
He was nasty. If you got like the film in film sessions, it would just be like it came to a point where it's like, oh, it's just Dakota doing Dakota stuff, like knocking 3 dudes over, going over. He looked very similar to I don't know if you got, what's his name, Chad Young. He
Yep.
did. So when watching film, we're watching Chad Young, Dakota Gordon, Chad Young, Dakota Gordon. So we're seeing that all the time. So that it just became routine, and Dakota Gordon was just like a tough mother, bro. He lifted so heavy. He wasn't afraid of anything, bro. He was a monster, man.
So needless to say, it's more fun to run block than pass protect, right? I mean,
Oh, 1000%.
Yeah.
Man, we love lining up in 22. I got, so this, I'm walking you guys to how I was on the line. I'm walking up, we're in 22 personnel. I got Darrell Green next to me. I got David Wells next to me. We're all just taking this whole side and just eliminating it, just down blocking it all the way. Like that was just, it was just fun to play with guys. Or if it wasn't David Wells, it was Daniel Brunskill. So it's like we had just dudes all around.
Shout out to Brunskill, one of our first guests, man. Hey, so I'm looking at the chat. I don't want to really make you analyze this year's team because I don't know how much you really watch and keep up consistently. So but obviously things are very different style wise when it comes to football, and that's across the board. I mean, you talk about Dakota Gordon, you're not really going to see the fullback position, especially in the pros, but even in college ball, like you're just not seeing that offense, that pro set offense much anymore. And I loved it. You guys made me a fan of it, of course,
Bro,
right?
Yeah.
I mean, how would you say it?
Oh man, I would definitely say things have changed. I mean, I get that the game changes, right? But I think that there's certain things that you shouldn't shy away of being, defensively. Maybe like assess the tools we do have offensively and kind of work with that. Don't try to go out of our wheelhouse and do things that's not of our identity or things that we cannot accomplish. Not saying that things are not able to be accomplished, but if it's not, how do I say it? Yeah, I think you want to be able to put your athletes and guys into positions of success and not try to like strain them and do things that are out of their reach, if I'm making sense.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
So that's just me garnering from like the little bit that I have watched, because I haven't watched a ton. But yeah, like I would say like there's nothing wrong with changing identity, but at least do your guys a solid and put them in positions to succeed.
This offensive line that they have now, does it kind of, the size of it kind of remind you of the guys on your team? They're pretty big boys. I don't know if they have the grit and the nastiness that you guys had, but certainly the size they have.
I think it's being led by Christian Jones. He's a young guy. He's developing. I know he played a ton of ball last year and stuff like that. And like it's kind of like as to what you said, like they have the size, but maybe you do need to develop some more toughness to kind of just and like throw dudes around or whatever. But I think they're really good. They're coached by a great coach. So the more you take in the coaching, the better you'll be. But I think they'll be fine as the season progresses. It just takes, it's 5 guys. They all got to come together and figure it out. So I think it's no doubt in my mind that they'll get better as the season goes.
It's so hard for like my untrained eye to, I guess, distinguish. I mean, it's easy for me to distinguish the difference between the pro set offense you guys ran. I mean, you're talking about 22 personnel. That's just a lot of guys coming at you. I mean, It's just hammering. And then when I look at this new style offense, right, I mean, which is like across the board in college ball these days, I mean, it's so much of the RPO game. You don't know if your quarterback's going to throw it, run it, dish it. Like as an offensive lineman, that I mean, how difficult is that, do you think, for your mentality going out there and your assignments, knowing that you don't just have a caravan of guys, you're not just trying to take somebody's head off. It's you don't know what's going on really behind you, I would think.
100. I mean, also too, but that's what's special about offensive line, right? Usually, if it is like an RPO setting or whatever, you'll probably know, like, there's tags in it to let you know, like, this may be a pass, but your main objective is still on that run block. It's not to, sidestep someone or let someone get a free pass. You still have your assignments that are done, whether it's a play action or whatever. You still have your assignment to be had, and then you kind of worry about it later. Like, you handle what's in front of you, and if you see the guy running, then that's when you start going downfield or whatever. But for the most part, it's handle that assignment first, and then kind of let it play out, play it as it lays.
I love hearing that, Fiend, because last year, I mean, I think it was no surprise, no mystery, right? I mean, there were some issues like man downfield when he shouldn't have been downfield, and I think maybe just breaking through some of those experience and snaps and getting used to that type of an offense, that could be good explanation right there.
Yeah, it takes time too, and then like the quarterbacks and receivers get on the same accord. That helps too. That helps. It's not. This is what's so special about football. It's a cohesive sport. Everybody has to come together.
Got to be 10 toes down, man. You got to be 10 toes down.
Always.
Oh man. Well, I mean, should we ask for a score prediction, Fiend? I don't think we should do that to Mr. Slater for this weekend.
No,
but
man,
okay,
I can't. No, man, I can't even do that. I want to come down on Saturday. I want to see a great game, see some great ball. All my Aztecs, come on, let's party. Let's get our guys going. I was watching something about the coach was in classes or something trying to get tickets. It would like
he was, yeah.
But I'm saying though, we got to get everybody. We need everybody. We need everybody to come out.
What are you looking forward to most for this weekend, the celebration weekend of your championship season?
Really, just to see all my guys that I play with. Just that, like you said earlier, that nostalgia of just seeing all my guys I play with and guys that I spent like countless hours with in the weight room, on the field, and film room, traveling. Just to see, and then also just being celebrated as like that's special to win a championship. That just the whole thing is looking forward to.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I just loved that. I was there at Qualcomm singing "We Are the Champions" after we beat Air Force, and that's the last time we got to do that at home. I mean, we did play a conference championship in Carson. It was a COVID game, so we lost that game, but it just wasn't the same, being in San Diego, being in your home stadium, and that was a really special moment. And then we went to the islands and just
come on,
destroyed.
We went to the islands
Cincinnati.
and handled Cincy again. Rashad Penny first kickoff touchdown. Yep. So like that.
The Corda Gordon, I think he caught a halfback pass from Penny, and I mean it was a butt kick. And I remember they didn't score until like very late in that game.
Leading up to the game, how like you have all your events and stuff for the bowl week. Like we would see them all the time, like riding mopeds or whatever, and they would be the ones talking to us. And I was like, nah, like we're not even going to engage. And then we soon enough kickoff, man, we let it rip on them. So that was like. All those 3-4 days just adding up, like at the events, like barking at each other, this and that. And then we just had to let them have it.
I think Tommy Tuberville was the coach for Cincinnati, and you guys chased him out of coaching and into politics.
Hey man, we had to send him off the right way, man.
42-7. 42-7, opening kickoff for a touchdown, and the rest was just a butt whooping. I love it.
Come on, man. You can't beat that in the islands, bro.
Yeah. Man, what else? Well, did you actually get to check out what kind of car Rocky Long was driving all those years? I imagine it wasn't a El Camino. Was it maybe like an IROC or like a Ranchero or pickup truck?
Yeah, I was gonna say, what's crazy? Rocky Long is the most modest. I love Rocky Long very much, dearly. He's one of my most favorite people. Yeah, he drove like a little pickup truck. I want to say it's like maybe it was like a Colorado. It was something very small, like modest. You wouldn't think that that was Rocky's car. And one day it was me, JJ Whitaker, and Pierre, and we were in this parking lot, and that was the first time that we seen we were like, that's Coach Long's car. Like he's like, yeah, just keep it easy. Like he had like something he said to us, and yeah, I was like, wow, like for a guy to be like that, just to have that, it was mind blowing, man. But that's Rocky Long. He just shows up to work. That's it.
Was he blasting any rock and roll from the speakers or anything? Anything stand out?
No, I think he probably kept it quiet drive, but I will tell you guys a nice little story here about Rocky. Senior meetings, right? This was when I had like a foot injury, and I was on a scooter for a little bit, and then he was like, Coach Long was like, "Hey, I bet you I could beat you in a race, or, like once you get this thing off." I said, "Oh man, like come on, like I would love to race you, whatever." And everything got off, so I'm like, Coach Long, like when are we doing this race? Like let's go. He reneges, and I said, you know what, Coach Long. For that, you have to take all of us, the whole senior group, to Ruth Chris. Sure enough, he did. So Rocky Long has always been a man of his word. You cannot say that about Rocky Long. He's not a man of his word. He's a stand-up guy, man.
I like that. Eat some steaks.
One of the great ones.
Had to go feed my guys some steaks, man. Some nice tomahawks, some nice mac and cheese, lobster mac and cheese.
I know you kind of mentioned already, earlier as far as his expectation of the standard and greatness from you guys. I mean, is there anything else that specific that you think just a Rocky Long, because they're going to be celebrating him very much, from what I understand, Saturday as well. And I like to call Snapdragon Stadium the house that Rocky built. You know what I mean? I mean, he put in not only just the years that he put in, but it's not a unknown fact to us diehards that for many of those years he was not really taking the highest salary that he probably could or should have gotten in deference to his assistant staff. And I mean that, like you said, those coaches, I mean, there was a wealth of knowledge in that staff, whether it was the special teams coordinator, offensive coordinator. I mean, every position, there was a lot of respect there given to him for that. Anything else you can kind of just tie in as far as on the professionalism, that level, just what he brought?
Yeah, like Coach Long, he just shows up to work. Like your team usually represents your coach. That was us. We just showed up to work every day. Very professional. It would be days like things weren't going right. I mean, I'm pretty sure everybody does. If things aren't going right in practice, we start the whole practice. Just his approach. That was like one of the things that made me consider San Diego State, because that was the year where I think he went to like 3 bowl games in a row. I think it was like the Poinsettia and a couple other bowls, and I just saw like what he was building, and I was like, that's something I wanted to be a part of, was just to help build. And sure enough, that's what he did. Came in and won all the 2-3 championships, and yeah, like that is the house that Rocky built, definitely.
Dope. Very cool. Oh man, well, Fiend, I'm looking forward to this weekend's game, and knowing that Pierce is going to be there to be celebrated, to celebrate himself. Man, anything else you want to get out to the fans? I mean, I know we're eager for a win. I wish that things would be on a bit more of a winning trajectory or momentum, for this celebration that you guys, I mean, just richly deserve. But either way, we're gonna make the most out of this, and I know there's gonna be a good crowd there, that's for sure. We're getting the word out. I know we are.
Cool. Hey, I'm even spreading it myself. I'm telling everybody, hey, You got to be Snapdragon. You got to be there this weekend. Everybody's got to be there. I think, yeah, we're all want a W, but I think just bringing it together and like showing the support for the team, I think that goes a long way too. Even like in the community, I mean, we're the only football team in San Diego, so we should have like people come out. Like that's what we need. We need the fan, the noise, everything. It's a part. It helps. It helps. So yeah, we gotta keep spreading the word.
All right, Mr. Jerome says Big Pierce is like a brother to me. Miss you, Toe Mater, and see you at the Cal game. I'm not gonna ask what the Toe Mater is, but good shout out there from Jerome.
So yeah, I don't know what that is either, but hey, Jerome, much love, brother. Much love, brother.
Pierce, we want to thank you for joining us, man. Really appreciate the time. We'll reach back out. I know if you're in SoCal and still doing your thing, man, it's great to have you close. And, like you said, just keep connected with the program and we'll be doing our part to keep doing that as well. It's very important.
Also, I did want to add.
Yes.
I know Brady Hoke was there. I haven't really shared, but I was offered to come on staff, but I was doing other things. So, hey, guys, I'm throwing this out there. Opportunities open. I would love to come and join you guys, some player personnel, some operations, to bring some spark back to the Masons. So, I'm the guy.
You heard it. Pierce, thank you, man. Thank you again so much. We'll reach out. We'll stay connected, and we'll keep our eyes open on Saturday, man.
Of course, man. I appreciate you guys for having me, and I definitely look forward to seeing you guys on Saturday, man.
Yeah, we'll be. We have a tailgate, south lot, yellow lot, paved lot by the river park.
I'm coming through every single one, so I'm gonna see you guys.
Yeah, stop by.
I'm gonna see you guys definitely for sure.
We're on the grass, river park, so we won't be hard to
copy that. You guys will be definitely the first stop for sure.
All right, everybody, show your love, Pearce Slater. Thank you so much, man. We'll talk soon.
Of course, man. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. You as well.
Thanks for coming on.
Of course. Thank you.
Oh, guys, we're going to take a quick timeout, and then we're going to get back into the Cal game. So hold tight. We'll be right back. In the meantime, check this out from our episode last night.
I'm currently in an office at our church, and we talk about a guy that died 2,000 years ago. Across the world. Now, the difference about his is he resurrected. And because of his life, his death, his resurrection, we can be transformed. And because we can be transformed, we can live a life now that operates in such a sense that we have a hope that's beyond now, but we can currently live in such a way where we can extend hope, extend freedom, we can extend grace, and we can extend love because of what he's done for us. It's just this simply live in a reality that it was received from what he did, not achieved in what we've done. And when you live in a life knowing like, hey, I was given something that I don't deserve, and I'm just living life trying to honor that, man, you have incredible grace for other folks. You have incredible grace for other people.
Woo, had to refill my cup a little bit, Fiend. Oh, that was from our interview earlier with, Mr. Morgan Mitchell. He is the chaplain for the Aztecs football team. Want to send a very big thank you for him joining the show. You guys could check out that interview if you'd like. Of course, a little something different, but he is part of the staff, and with everything going on, man, it was good to hear a good word. So big shout out to Chaplain Mitchell once again. Fiend, that was cool, man. That was cool. I mean, it's not every day that you get to talk with one of those players from the championship winning team in 2015, the team that we're going to celebrate this weekend against Cal. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good about that. It was nice to talk with him, of course, and then with Chaplain Mitchell the day before. I'm feeling very, very at peace. Got good peace inside my spirit right now.
That's good to have. Good.
Yeah, very good.
No,
but I'll tell you, yeah, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, like, that era of Aztec football was special. And I don't think maybe I realized it at the time that it was special. But now looking back 10 years, and you look at that run that Rocky Long had from 2011 to 2019, and there were a lot of big wins in there, program defining wins, and championships, and just all around great teams. It was a lot of fun to be a fan during that era. And we absolutely that's what we are trying to get back to. We want to get back to that. That is the standard. Like when Coach Lewis talks about the standard, that's the standard. That's what we need to get back to.
Absolutely. Absolutely, man. Those championships are not easy to come by. Definitely not. Before we move along, guys, want to just send out my little quick ad time here. sonsofmontezuma.com, our online shop. We got some good stuff for you guys. Get geared up. Of course, we know it's going to be a hot one this weekend for the Beach Bash, but we got plenty of things in here for you guys to check out. You can save 15% off. You guys see the promo code up top and to the left. MONTY. You guys can check out our new shorts collection. We got some training shorts, active shorts, a couple new Danger Zone t-shirts, the New World SOM Order t-shirt, and a couple different things. So make sure you guys are getting those savings for first-time customers. And we appreciate the support. This is how we generate covering all of our expenses here and what we do here. But all for the love, Fiend. I'm feeling at peace. My spirits are high. I'm not bending my knee just yet. It's only going to be the third game, Fiend, right? We're 1-1. Haven't gotten into conference play. So I'm coming in with a positivity, the power of positivity, just a little bit. Okay.
I wish
but
that sentiment.
Yeah, but now it's game time. It's game week, Fiend. And tomorrow, it's time to turn the page and start getting our game face on. Forget about tomorrow. Let's do it right now. What are we looking at, dude? A top reason to hate Cal football. I mean, what is that? What is going on right there, dude? What kind of mascot jumps like that, dude? It's so creepy. It's so creepy.
It's very pervy, yeah. He's just weird, dude. He's weird.
Well, Cal's got some notoriety, some players that they have in their alumni history, and a lot of Cal fans are going to be there this weekend. Talk about pervy-looking Oski, the bear. He's about to get exposed.
I don't need no shirt, no, gonna take them pants right off. He's about to jacket on such a bright day. Who needs underwear or socks? Jacket,
what in the world?
Country, and there's one thing I know. There's no better place for jacking it than San Diego.
Wow.
Jacket, spanking it.
Is that Marshawn Lynch? Is that Keenan Allen? And Aaron Rodgers. Look at this. Mayor Sanders, dude, this is so dated. Oski is in trouble because he's getting exposed, dude. And we had to go get him. We had to go get Oski because crossing the line.
You gotta get this quarterback.
If you tell anyone about this, I'll kill you. I'm kidding. We'll come back by tonight. Okay.
Taking their Oski beer.
Oh man, I love this movie.
Yeah, good one.
I mean, look at that face. Get him.
Nice and easy.
He needs to go down. Fiend. I sure wish we had an Aztec warrior to take him down on the field, but Monty and Sons of Monty had to go get him. Yeah. Oh boy.
Have sex with a cat and use whipped cream? What? Explain that.
I mean, this is the interrogation. This is live look at the interrogation of Oski.
But I wasn't really serious about that. I can only imagine what would have been going on in this house had I not been here. Am I wrong to think that? No, you're not. So what's going to be happening if I'm not here? You're naked. There's a
we had to end it there. The interrogation, it was pretty heated. Got pretty heated, but Oski, Got to take him down. Okay, all fun and games aside, Fiend, Cal is a very quality football team. They really are. I'm looking at here, if this is correct, I mean, their DB Hezekiah Masses leads the nation in forced incompletions with 7. So, hey, man, they're bringing a really good caliber of players down here. Of course, the quarterback. We got to get to the quarterback, and I mean, he's making national news, dude.
Another story you need to know: Cal quarterback Songa Politelli, real deal, right decision. This dude is phenomenal. He's tall, he's athletic. He might have one of the most beautiful lefty strokes that there is out there. And his ball somehow either spins slower or faster, whatever it is beautiful going through the air. And he throws dimes. He can move, and he's seemingly, I mean, he's in Cal, so brain-wise, we're talking has to be a big deal.
What did he say? Hey, man, that's Pat McAfee. He's showing their freshman quarterback some love. But hey, they still don't know how to dress. Look at this kicker. I mean, is this the punter? Is this a kicker? What are those? What are those things?
Daisy Dukes he's wearing. Dude. No, that's the defensive end. Imagine transferring from Liberty, where it's like ultra conservative, to ultra liberal Cal, and being able to freely express yourself like that on the field. So
we've got our hands full, Fiend. Cal is no joke. They are a tough team. All jokes aside, we love to talk a little trash. The Calgorithm, they'll get us back later. But yeah, man, they're gonna bring with themselves a different quality of team than we're used to. Sorry, man, I'm being a little distracted, dude. I think I got the police helicopter hovering over my head.
Hope they're not coming for you.
The Calgorithm, bro. Calgorithm. Living in the hood. God love it. This game is something that I had us from the beginning of the season. I didn't have us faring pretty well. So it is what it is. To say that we don't have a chance, I'm not going to go that far. I think we got a puncher's chance, right? But there's got to be such a drastic difference from what we saw 2 weeks ago. Coach Lewis in his presser the other day, okay. The team did what they had to do. He was saying, they've taken the appropriate steps. They kind of dialed things back down to the basics, the fundamentals, kind of getting, okay, maybe it's coach speak. Maybe a little bit of coach speak. Well, you got to do that, right? But I agree. They probably did go over a lot of the fundamentals, get their bases covered to get to this matchup. Cal beat Minnesota last Saturday. I don't remember the score exactly. It was a tight game, though, but they were never really out of control. They did what they had to do at home. And, I'm impressed. The freshman quarterback, you knew when he got the starting job ahead of an Ohio State transfer that had a little experience with him, a little older. You knew that was going to be a special quarterback. And dare we say who they have calling the plays? I mean, Brian Harsin, and then they have what's his face, the old Nevada Hawaii coach, Rolovich. That was a sleeper name that I had back when we were doing our coaching search, and now he's over at Cal. I mean, you talk about just a complete 180 from his situation that he was going through and why he got let go at Washington State. And now he's in Cal and Berkeley, right? I mean, never mind all that stuff. But they're coming in. This is gonna be a tough game, Fiend. How are you feeling?
Yeah, I'm worried. I'm definitely worried. This quarterback. There's one thing that we have to do, and I know Trey White talked about it in the press conference. I believe that pretty much everyone is talking about it. Like, the key to this game is getting pressure on that freshman quarterback. Right? You want to speed up his game. You want to make him uncomfortable and make quick decisions, and hopefully force him into mistakes that he wouldn't normally make. They flashed a statistic during the game that when he was not blitzed by Minnesota, he's had a clean pocket to throw out of. He was 16 of 20 for 233 yards at that point and 1 touchdown. Now, when he was blitzed, he was 2 of 7 for 8 yards. So that tells me you got to put pressure on this kid. you've got to sell out and blitz the heck out of him. I mean, you got to disguise your blitzes and stuff like that, safeties and corners and, linebackers blitzing. And so, but you have to put pressure on him. If you got to send 6 guys, you got to send 6. If you got to send 7, you got to send 7. You have to sell out. And if he beats you on the other end, you just live with it. Because if you let him sit in that clean pocket, he will just pick you apart down the field to the way to the end zone. And so, you got to get pressure. We have to find pressure. And I think another big part of that is keeping our pass rushers fresh. And that means running the ball, committing to running the ball, and owning the time of possession, which is what we didn't do against Washington State. And what makes me hopeful, and we'll see if it's just coach speak, but Coach Lewis did say in the press conference that running the ball is our DNA. That's our strength. That's what we're committed to doing. So take that for what it's worth, because we didn't see it in the Washington State game, and we felt like we had a real good opportunity to run the ball on them. Hopefully they've learned from that, and they will apply those lessons forward to the Cal game. But absolutely need to control the ball, can't turn it over, and you got to keep your defense fresh so they can put pressure on this very talented Cal quarterback.
Let's go ahead and I want to hear from Coach just a little specifically on what he had to say now that you kind of listed those items. Let's hear from Coach.
How does your defense plan to live it under everyone?
Yeah, I mean, we got to do a great job winning the pre-snap process. They do a great job with their offensive minds, and obviously the quarterback controlling all the little zest and the seasoning that they put on it, where they move the people around, because they do a nice job putting skill in the backfield to create easy completions, and keep it, as much as it's window dressed, up for him to be able to keep it simple as well, right? So with all the window dressing, they move pieces around about 65% of their normal down and distance snaps, right? Like, we have to take great pride in urgently communicating and winning the pre-snap process. So we have our cleats in the ground, we're all tied together, and we're not giving away any freebies.
Okay. All right, so he's addressing more of the pre-snap stuff, that communication stuff, and really just understanding what's in front of them. I mean, that's a basic thing. It's a basic thing. But it sounds like, of course, with the freshman quarterback, right? They probably are keeping things somewhat basic for him, and he's just airing it out, making the throws, doing, he's growing in his process as well. So to say that there isn't a chance, I get it, but it's gonna take a big effort. And I like what you're saying as far as the running game, because that's something we talked about, the Rocky Long offenses back then. And that was something that it worked in concert together. It worked hand in hand to where you have that ball control, like what you're saying, right? And it's like, you've got to eliminate his time on the field, that quarterback. You look at their stats just really quickly when you comparing the two, 32 points per game for Cal right now. And a lot of that is through the air. They haven't shown that they're completely dedicated to the run game. I think it's really a lot on, not to say that they can't do it at all. That's not what I'm saying. I think they're well within their ability, but it might be one of those games where you do have to play ball control and just try to keep that clock running as much as possible and hope your defense comes up with a turnover. Got to have that.
Yeah, and you look at on their back end. I mean, they're very talented across their defensive front. I mean, they're it's a small sample size, but they have very good run defense. I mean, they're like top 20, I think, in the country right now in run defense. But those cornerbacks and those safeties, and you highlighted that one in the beginning, who's had all those interceptions. He is going to bait Jaden Denigal into throwing a pick. They'll show man-to-man, and then what they'll do is, like, they'll trade off, and so they'll hand off, like, receivers going wide, and the wide side, like, cornerback will hand off to the safety and then take the receiver, going across the middle, and they got an interception off of that. I think it was against when they played Oregon State. I mean, they just baited him into making these throws that you think the guy is open, and then boom, they just fool you. And so Jaden's really got to watch out, for that. And so I'm a little concerned about him throwing the ball deep and testing those cornerbacks. I would rather see kind of short routes and just try to pound the ball if we can, to see if we can burn some clock and get some first downs doing that.
If what I'm seeing is correct, I think their defense is holding opponents to just about 10 points per game. That's 3 games.
Yeah.
They played 3 games already, right? So it's this offense is challenged already last outing against Washington State. They're gonna have to make a big jump, Fiend, and it's gonna have to be across the board. Mentality, play calling, strategy, just the game plan it's got to be a game plan. It can't be something that, let's try some things out. Like, there's got to be an intention with every play.
You got to assess the strengths and weaknesses of their team and where they're vulnerable. That's the only way you're going to outplay. And then the guys have to execute, the defensive front that they went up against Minnesota. I heard the announcer talking about how those guys on the front 7 are all like NFL caliber players. Like, they're loaded with NFL talent. You look at our defensive front, we've got Trey White, he's definitely NFL talent. Maybe we got some other guys that might be like kind of fringe, but not to that level of Minnesota. And, they put up points on Minnesota. So it's going to be a real challenge for us. When I saw this on the schedule, I didn't think it would be a win. But certainly, we'll see. We played a really crappy game, right, against Weber State back in 2019, right? Everyone was like, sky is falling. And then we turn around and we beat, a UCLA team coached by Chip Kelly that we were big underdogs, probably as big of underdogs as we're going to be in this game. So who knows, it's different coaching staff and whatnot. Obviously, that was a Rocky Long team. So we'll see. But as long as they keep growing and we get primed and ready for conference play, that's all you can really ask of these guys, because Cal is a really talented team, and they may run the table of their schedule and get to the ACC championship game. Like, that's
from what I'm seeing, they're kind of missing a lot of the top ACC teams in their schedule, so they're kind of it's a good year lined up for them, man. They're going to bring a lot of their fans down as well, so it's going to be an interesting scene there at Snapdragon. Let me ask you this, because after seeing Washington State just absolutely get destroyed by North Texas, that was not something I had in my brain happening. Do you think that that's a real indication? I've been seeing this all over the last 2 weeks, or the last week, excuse me, since that game. And I think it's the natural question everybody's wondering is like, okay, well, seeing Washington State go out there and just absolutely get bodied, like, is that an indication on really how we can perceive ourselves? I know you bring up Weber State and that game and how it was just such a night and day difference between, sometimes those games are misleading, right? It's just a bad matchup. It's a bad game, bad day at the ball yard. And, you chalk it up to that and you leave it.
Yeah. I don't know if it's a full indication of how, Washington State being really bad. I think they had a bad day, right? Yeah. They turned the ball over a lot. They did some uncharacteristic things. We had a really bad day, and I think we had a bad day, honestly, just executing and play calling against Washington State. I mean, it could have been much better, and I thought we had the talent to compete with them. But also Washington State, weren't they playing a homecoming game at home? So you're always going to bring more with a homecoming game. And hopefully having the guys there from the 2015 team are going to bring more energy to our guys, because they don't want to get punked in front of, these conference champions from 2015, right? They want to live up to that standard and that Aztec excellence. And so hopefully the guys will play inspired on Saturday.
Do we do score predictions? Do we want to do that? Okay, how do we want to approach this? Because we're looking at this game. I mean, I'm expecting a big performance from the ground game. It's got to be that. There's got to be some kind of dedication to that. Is there something specific that maybe you're expecting from this game? Because I know it's an uphill climb, man.
To me, it's going to be like either we absolutely get blown out, like 45-3, because we turn the ball over. I'm just saying, because we turn the ball over, or we I'm serious. Like, we get blown out because we are 3 and out, and same thing that we saw at Washington State. There's the potential of that happening. If we play like we did against Washington State and we use the same game plan, absolutely Cal could run us. Or the opposite could be true. We run a good game plan, and I feel like it could be close.
Don't you say that, Fiend. Don't you talk about my Aztecs like that. Not gonna happen. I'm gonna call. Okay, I'm gonna realistically. I like I said, I had this marked down as a loss to begin the season, so I'm not gonna change there. I would probably throw my prediction hat on the score. I'm gonna say, giving them their respect, I'm gonna say 35 Cal, Aztecs 20. The spread, I think, is about 12.5 last I've checked right now. Maybe it's gone up or down a little bit, which, okay, I'll take that. But I think it will be a comfortable victory, but I can't see us not putting up more than 10 points. That's my stance. That's my pick. 35-20.
Okay. I'm going to
go. Little crazy.
No, not at all. Not at all. I think the defense will play inspired. I do. I'm hopeful that Coach Lewis is going to stick to his word and run the ball and ball control. I'm hopeful. Okay. So I'm thinking 24-20. Cal.
Ooh, I like that, man. Hey, it's closer than
24-20 Cal. Yeah, I mean, I think they still win the game, but I think if we execute our game plan, it'll be closer. If we don't, like I said, we have the chance of getting blown out.
Hey, man, that's closer than Canelo versus Crawford the other day. I'll give you that, bro. I'll give you that. It's closer than that. Oh, okay. You hope all those elements of celebration of the championship team come into play, and that they're hyped up and they put forth a great.
Yeah, and they should be pissed off the way they played at Washington State and ready to prove themselves.
Yeah,
and so this is your last chance to. I mean, not to say that Northern Illinois isn't a quality opponent, but Cal is it's a Power 4 school, right? And so you want to prove yourself against these schools. So I'm hopeful that they had a really bad game against Washington State.
Yeah, I know my score prediction is crazy. It doesn't make any sense, but hey, we're looking forward to having some fun. It's a beach bash this Saturday. I have no idea what that really means. I got my Hawaiian shirt on though, so I'm in the celebration mood. One thing I've been really excited to see is Coach Lewis out there attending class, and he's been giving out tickets, trying to get the student body excited to come down. There he is. I think he was in stats class. I think he went down to like chemistry or something. Do you remember the class names? I don't remember, but
like chem and stats, I think.
But really cool. He's getting out in the community, doing that part and letting everybody know, man, he went everywhere, dude. Absolutely. There he is. Yeah. Somehow he made it to our tailgate. I have no idea how he showed up to our tailgate, but he's a man of the people and out there, partying it up. And he went back in the stadium and led the team to victory against Stony Brook. I don't know how he made it to the watch party personally. I mean, that was great to have him down at the watch party last week. It's like, dude, how are you in 2 places at once? That's amazing. And of course, he was handing out tickets at True Heels. If you know, I don't know if he got the Knack burrito or the
Crunch Wrap.
The Crunch Wrap. Yes, absolutely. So gotta love it, dude. Gotta love it, man.
Yeah, no, I said, like, I think prior to the season, like, he needs to get out in the community and give away free tickets like Steve Fisher did. And so maybe he's listening to our podcast and, he finally got out there and he's hyping the students up and trying to get people out. So, and then the cool thing I really like what they did with the tickets, right, and giving away two free tickets to the season ticket holders, and that's a good gesture for the people who shown support and dedication to this program, and so that was a nice gesture that the administration did.
It's a start, man. It's a start. I know they did
Yep.
some flag football stuff, so that
Yep.
was good too. That was good too. Man, this was a long one. I appreciate all you guys sticking around in the stream. This was a good one, though. I had a chance to talk with Pierce Slater. You guys make sure you go back and listen to that interview. A lot of good stuff there. Of course, celebrating that 2015 championship team on Saturday. Boy, oh boy. In 10 minutes at 9 o'clock, we've got a new episode of the Aztec Gamers. The Aztec Gamers are back, Sean and John. They did a simulation of the Cal versus Aztecs game Saturday. So you guys want to check that out right here on our YouTube channel. So make sure you stick around for that. And, it's going to be an interesting one. We can give our predictions, but, you run it through the sim, EA College Football 26. Let's see what the game has to say for it, right? AI, right? It's like an AI thing.
I don't know how that works.
Well, I'm excited to check that out. Shout out to those guys for making it happen. Tailgate is ready. Yes, sir. Day one, Rob. Tailgate is ready. I'm not sure. We got some goodies out there, man. Some limited edition goodies. We'll be putting out a post this week for that. And the danger zone is gonna be we're gonna be hyped up for this game no matter what, dude. I know this hasn't been the most motivational speech podcast, we kind of got humbled. We got our realistic hats on, but it's gonna be exciting to be down there. Of course, this is probably the only game in September at home, right? And I'm curious and pumped and excited, Fiend, for the new defensive lineman that just came to the team, right? That I know that made some headlines before we wrap things up. That was something nobody was expecting, and that's Tatua Martinson on the defensive line. UNLV player for the last couple seasons. He won. He was basically trying to get his junior college years dissolved from his eligibility. He played his senior seasons with UNLV. He won his case, or whatever you want to call it, injunction or whatever it is. 6'1", 300 pounds, and he's on our defensive line now. I think that's going to be, we'll see how much it comes into play in this game. But moving forward, more importantly, I'm really excited about this move, man. I think it's going to really free up Trey and the linebackers to, one, stop the run. He's going to just clog that middle. He's a big dude. He's got that experience. So that's a big addition. And then for Trey, right, he's going to call a double team most times, and they're in that middle. So how do you see that coming into play, man? You think that's going to have an effect in this game?
I'm not sure he's going to play. He's not on the 2-deep roster, so I don't even know if he's dressed for this game. I mean, he just came in. We don't know the details. If he came
in. Did we give it up? Did we give it up? And I'm going to cut you out because Sean Lewis, they did question him about Latuli's injury, and he says, you know what Lewis said? He said for conference games, that injury report in the Mountain West, they're making sure that it's accurate, which is a different thing. But for non-conference games, it's not as stringent. It's pretty much
so the 2-deep. It doesn't matter. Well, I don't know. I'm just going based on what the 2-deep is. It'd be great to see him. I just don't know what kind of shape he's in, how long it's going to take him to get up to speed, conditioning, scheme wise. I mean, there's a lot that you need to know when you're, so you get on the same.
Nah, he's ready, man.
Defensive players.
He's ready,
love
man.
to see it. Okay.
See the quarterback. Get him. Get in there and get the quarterback. Go shut it down. Good. Shut it down, man.
Let's do it.
I hope so, man. I hope so. That'd be a big boost.
Yeah,
that'd be a big boost. So we'll see, man. Moving forward, that could be a difference maker. All right, man. Well, let's shut things down. I want to thank you guys for sticking around, joining the stream. Make sure you guys are sharing with Aztec Nation, other Aztecs fans out there that may benefit from this thing, because got to get things back to the winning ways like in 2015. Make sure you're hitting up sonsofmontezuma.com right now. 15% off using the promo code MONTY. Stick around for gamers coming up in about 5 minutes here on YouTube. And of course, thanks again to Chaplain Morgan Mitchell. You guys want to definitely check out that Faith in Football episode we did. Some people were asking the former chaplain. I know there was a longtime chaplain, really nice friend, Jimmy Brown, and he showed up down at Swish. I thought that was really cool. I got to see him down at Swish League. Got to chop it up with him. So, yeah, might be a thing. Might have to get him on the show one of these days because I really appreciated it. I needed it. I needed that talking to. So,
Good.
Hope everybody's doing well, staying positive, and hey, let's shock the world, Fiend. Let's shock the world on Saturday. Let's shock San Diego.
Let's shut down the cowgirl.
Shut it down. Shut it down like John Taffer. All right, guys. Everybody have a great night. Stay cool. We'll see you on Saturday. Yellow Lot. Come by the tailgate. Have a good time. Go Aztecs.
Go Aztecs.